This is Coach Lady Dr. P, and I am coming to you with a message that I hope that will enlighten your heart. This message is for the single people who are going through their singleness season, and you're trying to figure out why you've been going through your singleness too long. Let me start with this. Probably because you haven't been grateful for it. The longer it takes you to become grateful, the longer you'll go through it. You got to enjoy it while you're going through it. And this is what I want you to, this is something that that came to me as I was walking through my singleness. And what it is this. What you think that God is not using you for, usually He is. So I never thought of my singleness as being a ministry or that's something I definitely never thought was on the list for me to talk about being single. I've been single for so long and I was just living the single life. But I didn't think that God was using me to encourage other people with their singleness. And I'm thinking to myself, God, you called me to the single ministry, to be a person that's single and to be able to help other people get through their singleness. And I never thought of it. I was thinking trust me, I had my own agenda about what God probably calling me to do this. And then it seemed like I would be great over here, great over there, great in the left, great to the right, great to the north, south, east, and the west. I was doing things, but they still seem like they didn't hit the mark. And if that's you out there, I want to speak to you today and let you know God is probably calling you to something that you resisting. You're probably resisting it, or you're just kind of blind to it because you're so caught up in what you think that God is calling you for. So I want to encourage you while you're single to enjoy your singleness and stop worrying so much about when you're not going to be single anymore. Okay? That time is coming, but you want to enjoy where you are right now. The things that I've learned how to enjoy in my single life, I wouldn't have been able to do in my married life, in my past married life. And I was thinking about the difference and what a blessing it was to be able to experience both sides. I was married years ago, and it ended in a divorce, unfortunately. And I never thought that I'd be single again. And then I started to live the single life again. And I was just kind of just getting through life. When you first get divorced, you're kind of mostly in survival mode because I had two children, and I was trying to raise them and be the best mom I could be, and it was a whole nother level, and so I never thought about the single life. I just pretty much thought about the mother life. You got to be a mom, you got to be on it. You got to be having this, and you got to make sure you take care of your kids. You make sure they got everything they need. Make sure they're emotionally healthy. Make sure, they finish school, they do their homework, you feed them, clothing them. You trying to make sure that you got yourself okay. But I never thought about anything else. But when my kids grew up and they got on their own, and I started to see the life that they were living on their own, and what I how when you put whatever you put in them, you see it coming out you, a proud mom or a proud dad. And I started to see them living their life, and I never really realized, girl, you single. You single, girl. What you gonna do now? And I looked around and I said, oh, wow, And before my second child graduated, I remember having these thoughts like, you had yourself in mama mode for so long that you better get a life, because you've had the mother life, and that's been your life. and you're going to have to find yourself in life. So what I did was I started rustling up on, hey, reading books. I started going a few places like just a few events and stuff, just kind of get myself kind of going, And I realized, like, wow, you don't think about this stuff until later, right? And so I'm in my later years in life, and I'm thinking now, like, wow, I never thought God would be using me to talk to people about being single. That's never been, I promise you guys, that has never been on my list. I was thinking everything but some singleness. I hear other people talking about singleness. I be like, oh yeah, that's right, you go girl, talk about it, boy. Yeah, maximize your singleness. Yeah, go ahead. And then I realized, you one of them people, girl. you one of them people too, okay? So I got myself together. And I sat down and I started thinking about what have I learned in my single life. And that's what my journey is going to be from now on. So when you hear from Coach Lady Dr. P, you're going to hear about my single life and how I'm living it and how I have been living it, the ups and the downs, the mistakes that I've made. I have made some mistakes and I've also corrected them. And that's the most important thing when you're living your single life, and especially when you're a believer and you're trying to do the right thing all the time, and sometimes you'll do the wrong thing, not meaning to do the wrong thing, but sometimes you do. And sometimes you get caught up in the wrong things that you ain't trying to get caught up on, but you gotta pick yourself back up and try it all over again, because that's the kind of God we serve. He is there to protect us and to love us and to give us mercy when we need it. We have a whole lot of mercy and some grace. Yes, we do. So, what I want you to do is to be encouraged about being single. Be content in being single. Find fun things to do, because there are plenty to do. You just haven't experienced them yet. Once you start experiencing one fun thing, another one will come. More fun people will come. Just get out there and start mingling amongst good people. Now, I'm not talking about just go find anybody to hang out with. I don't do that. I really don't hang with many people at all. It's just that when there are certain things, events or certain things that I enjoy for myself, then I find myself maybe with a couple of people that I enjoy hanging out with. And we just go out there and have a good time, and we come back and keep ourselves together. Okay. And there will be people coming your way that think you're a cool person to hang with, but you might find out that they not so cool to hang with. You ain't got to hang with them. Just remember, your single season is your season. You have control over how it turns out. You just got to get up and do something about it. Don't be sad. Don't be mad and frustrated and feeling regret. Just don't be over there wasting time, having a woe is me and a misery party, okay? Because those time is up. It is time for you to get out there and live your best life, baby. Go out there and find out who you are supposed to be, what you're supposed to be doing, because there is something on this earth you're supposed to be doing and you're not doing it. That's why you're depressed. That's why you're down. That's why you're going through the moping and the groping right now. Just get up and make something happen in your life. Get up, get up, get up, and do something about this. Make your single life the best life you've ever lived. So when you get married, you won't be walking around looking to I probably should have did that while I was single. There's a lot of things you'll think about when you're married. Right now, we're single, so let's do this, okay? Let's live the best single life we could ever live. And if you can't figure out what you need to be doing, ask God. I promise He'll give you so many opportunities. Something gonna come your way. Somebody gonna knock on your door. Somebody gonna give you a phone call. Somebody might give you a text message. You might get an email. Something is gonna come. An answer is out there. All you gotta do is ask. It's been a kind of smart from Lady Dr. P. And I will see you again on the next round. God bless you.